Cincinnati for the house. Y'all seen that bullshit?
I saw that.
Okay, I thought it was just me. Y'all got it.
Wait, I want to add something.
And they always saying that's a badge of honor, right? But what do I know?
I want to add something, and ladies, don't come from my head. But the results of those type of attitudes are all these pookies and rays, as people on Clubhouse like to call it, that are running around, and also women producing more single mothers. So if women, even single mothers, if you had a healthy co-parenting relationship with these fathers, I think these kids would be raised a lot differently. But that's just my opinion from what I've observed. But go on.
There's no approach that you can have where if the conversation is being had in bad faith, you'll get the answer that you want.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to assert it and let them squirm. It's that simple. Assert what it is that they're avoiding and then let them squirm. And then we can finally have the right conversation. That is exactly what just happened.
Right, real quick, this is Teddy, right? Let's think about this really
What's up, Teddy?
Really quick, because we are talking about single black women, right? Now, let's also not forget there are some men out there that are lying to these women, and these women are running off their words and getting them pregnant. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know where you're coming from, but we can't just say a lot of them are just bad choosers or they are saying that
they are, bro. When will they get the liability? Hey, listen, hold on a second. Teddy, listen, bro. This is why they're bad choosers. I don't know if you have been here long enough when I talked to Geneva where she was like, wow, I'm not about to argue with you. I'm ruling no more. I'm done. I bow out. Remember that ruler? She said, man, I'm about to call my brother, the whole nine. I don't know if you heard that exchange. I don't know if you really understanding this, dog. They're choosing their own men. They're choosing their own men. They're listening to the snake ass niggas. They're making the decision to sleep with them and to keep the baby. Because in America, they even have the choice to even do as thy wilt here. They're making all their decisions. They're not in a community or a culture where they're heavily guarded by parents telling them what to do and what not to do and what they're going to do with this and who you're going to be with. It's not like that. They have been left with their own determination, and their own self-determination has created this situation that we're in now. We cannot keep taking the liability out of it. Yes, sure, there's some snake-ass niggas. Yes, I know. I can be myself. But what I'm saying is, by and large, these women are making choices that are not productive, that are not great, that they're complaining about later with divorces, if they even get married, or broken homes or families, and they are the ones who allowed the family to start and to happen by having the babies with these men. Let's just call a spade a spade. We're not talking about the ain't shit dudes because we know there's a lot of them. But there's a lot of women out here who are chasing ain't shit niggas. Let's just keep it a buck.
Oh, I get that. And that's what I'm saying is it goes both ways. Guys are lying to women, and women are also at some point choosing all these guys who are just not
Teddy, you think Teddy, let me ask you, think these dudes out here who's like really knocking down these chicks like the you know them dudes, do you think that they really over here like, yeah, baby, I'm gonna marry you, baby, and all that? Like, no. They not, and they falling, and they going along with that shit and staying with it, and we telling them to don't do that shit. They not offering you to have marriage before babies. Like, don't do it. That's what I'm listen, ruler. That's what I'm telling them now. You can't complain about men saying we ain't shit when you choosing ain't shit niggas.
Yo, he ain't shit.
Here's the point with what you're saying. Teddy,
I agree with you, Teddy. Thank
Teddy,
you.
if he ain't shit, you ain't shit.
We're not going to be obtuse and suggest that there aren't men who are walking away from their responsibilities. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. But, however, when we look at the facts, when we look at the data, that there are...
I am saying the majority of women are breaking up families. I am saying that.
Okay, so and that's the thing that I think is worth looking at. So when we look at the fact that the single motherhood rate is something 60%, but the rates of 50% of men are single and childless, about 30% of black men are married. So it's these 60% of households are being created by 20% or less of black men. So at what point are we demonstrating agency for the choices, for the vetting poorly? At what point are we demonstrating agency for those fathers who do want to be involved in their kids' lives,
like
but their moms are making it difficult? At what point are we demonstrating agency for the fact that, again, if the women here who are on this stage, I think just before you were in the room, Teddy, pretty much established a consensus that they don't see a defect in black male leadership. And so if that's the case, Why are we seeing such a lack, such a dearth of the households? Why is there such a lack of cooperation? Why is there such a lack of partnering? Why is there such a lack of couplehood?
And Phil, I'm going to answer it for you. And that's a really good question. Because we also need to understand that if that was the case, which is sometimes the case, right? Most men will not get married. How many men in this room can say they make 6 figures without capping?
I'm a low value man. I don't know where you're going with it.
No. What I'm trying to say is a lot of women are going to go based on what you say, right? Because a lot of women are not, they'll look at the money as something very, very important, but how you make them feel is what they are going to write off. They believe in your goals. They believe in your ambition. They like a man that is confident. They're looking for a leader. That's what they are looking for.
These women are strong. Hold on a second, Three. These women are highly educated, highly equipped to get resources, and they tell you not only are they that, they are strong, independent, and don't need no man. And you know what? To solidify that, if any woman in the culture say, you know what, man, I want a man, I want to tap out, they gonna get a bunch of women that's gonna kind of psychologically bully them and call them pick-me's. Oh, you want to be married? You want to submit to a man? Oh, you a pick-me, girl? Then they're gonna be open up to psychological abuse by women of their own community who hate men basically because they want to submit to women. Don't just make it seem like it's not, like what you're saying is true, but I think you're like a little off kilter if we're talking about, I mean, at least the women in my community, because that's not how they run it. Any women in my community, my tribe specifically, if they say that they want men, women in the community are going to call them pick-me's and anything else. If they even show the desire to want to cooperate with a man, it will be not looked at. So they're not looking for leaders out here. Most of these women up here will tell you, we're not trying to get married. They're not looking for leaders. What you're saying is one thing, but what they're saying is another.
Let me say this, right?
Everybody don't beat me up. Everybody don't beat me up now. Come on.
But hold on though, D has stopped me from talking. Give me a second.
Go ahead, Three.
Let me just say this real quick. Y'all making it too hard. With Teddy, you made it too hard, bro. A lot of these women just want to have a baby. Like, period. Like, it's not even about
all it really is, dog.
Yeah, it's not even so much about a need a man or a leader.
The rites of passage.
Bro, let me tell you, bro. I can tell you with my situation one time, bro. I was 20 years old. Had sex with this woman.
They choose that lifestyle. Y'all know that,
right. So listen, though. But listen, this is the crazy part, though, right? I was 20 years old, broke as shit. I was high as hell. And I ended up, busting nut. And the girl, and then like 30 minutes later, I said, yo, I'm tripping. And then she said it out of her own mouth. She's like, you nutted in me, did? I'm like, yeah, I did. I'm like, we got to get a plan B. But like, she was like, but then while we was on a ride to go get one the next day, she was literally like thinking about keeping it. But mind you, I'm broke as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But like her urge to want the baby was higher than that. And I think about that. I'm like, bro, if I would have had a kid back then, because I didn't reach my financial stride until I was like 28. If I would have had a kid back then, I'd have been fucked in the game. But like, it's just gonna show you like, and I could end up being like a fuck nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Because like that shit could have fucked me up. But like they don't think about that. Like when they fertile, bro, and they want a child, bro, that's all that fucking matters. Like women will literally put on charm when they're fertile, they will put on charm to any man that they're with just to have the baby. And then will straight be cold as fuck after they have the child. Like it's really that simple though.
I know Three. They go around talking about that's a king right there. All types of shit, bro.
Right, and let's not forget this though too, right? Because 3's point, right? What I'm trying to get at is
it's okay
that
she's a woman.
Is it not?
She has her feelings.
Well, there's that, but there's also the fact that these things moving like that only becomes a viable proposition when you've taken into account, when you've indoctrinated women on the mantra that they don't need a man, because then they mistakenly conclude that because they don't need a man, their children don't need a father.
Mom told
right?
them that.
And so they start moving and acting like that's okay.
All that shit.
I think
Exactly.
I think y'all
And
have
that's
a lost variable here. Some women just do it for the fact they don't have a life, and it gives them a purpose for fucking living.
Sure, that may be the case, but here's the thing. If you are a mother worth your salt, are you not going to want to bring a child into this world with the best odds and resources available to them?
No.
We already know that is in with regards to the pathologies that are out there when fathers are not in the home. And so if we're talking about, they just want to have a child, that's fine. But if you just want to have a child, do you not want to give your child the best shot at success? And if you don't,
it's
why
not
is that?
It's not the guys are family, Phil. It's about is the problem too. The guys be capping and this women be going for it. And then they end up single.
So wait, Teddy.
I'm sorry, Teddy. The numbers don't pay that out.
Teddy.
Hold on, pause, everybody. Pause. One second. Go ahead, Jonathan. And then after you, real quick, before you go, Jonathan, I just want to tell everybody, please click the greenhouse, follow download, follow all the moderators. That's all of us with the green badge. Please click the share button, share it to your room. And after you conclude, Jonathan, and you go your back and forth, I'm going to go ahead and read these room shares, give y'all a special shout out for everybody that shared the room. I'm going to highlight y'all because we appreciate y'all for adding and contributing to the room. And all y'all motherfuckers in the chat, y'all toxic as hell. I'm reading it, and it's crazy. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Except for Chris Atkinson, he's spitting facts.
Jonathan, where's that famous intuition that women always talk about?
Yeah, you know what I'm about to bring up.
I know what you're waking up.
You know what I'm about to wake up. Hey, Teddy, question for you. For all the guys that be capping, does woman intuition work, or does it work only some of the time? Like does that shit just pop on?
That shit work when they know you cheating.
That shit pop on like a gaslight?
Yeah,
like you just fuck up
Now, Jonathan, I get what you're asking, right? Do you know what you're asking, right? But look, when a woman is in love, it's different. Why do people do crazy shit when they're in love?
She in love. Wait. There's a lot of time before you get to being in love. There's a lot of time that you spend with a person, realizing they bullshit and taking it.
Not really. I disagree. You know why?
Not really.
Not really, because if you come off as a high value man to a woman, and she sees you as a leader, she can give it to you on the first date.
So you saying her stupidity is
it's not her stupidity.
No. It has to be. Check this out. I'm gonna tell you why. It has to be a form of stupidity. It has to be a form of stupidity to believe that what a person is saying to you versus what they're doing is to be overlooked, and then to move forward with you and sexual nature and family nature only to be left by yourself and seeing it duplicate itself with multiple other women, and then ignoring that fact and continuing to do the same thing. That's stupidity at its finest.
I disagree, but I'm going to let Nicole go.
I actually, thank you, Teddy, because I do agree with a lot of what you're saying, because I don't think there's no such thing as a perfect storm. There are so many outside.
Nicole, do you have this famous intuition women talk about?
Can I answer this and then answer that question?
You can answer my question first.
That was the first question I gave.
You just want to hear you one of these. You just like to hear yourself talk. You want to know?
I just couldn't.
Okay, so then answer the question.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, do women have that famous intuition?
No, I'm talking about you. Do you have this famous intuition that women love to talk about, where y'all can understand everything that happens before it happens, except picking a high quality man? Do you have that?
This is what I think about that. So I think that
they can read your palm, they can know your astrology sign,
everything. They got everything, ruler, every fucking thing.
They can smell the salt in the rain. They can do all this type of.
They can do your charts, all that wild
shit.
Bro, and they're super educated. They're super educated psychologists as well.
Yeah, they all therapists now. They are expert therapists. Wow.
So. Okay, so I think that having that level of intuition, I don't think that level of intuition, I mean, I don't know about smelling the salt in the rain and all that, but I think having a higher level of intuition is something that comes with maturity. And it's not something that's maturity based on how old you are, but the experiences you have. So I can say when I was younger, I did not necessarily have that level of intuition. I didn't, because I didn't know. And I was put in some situations where I had to learn the hard way, even to the point where I did bring a particular male man around my family who I thought I was going to marry, and he had me fooled, and he had my whole family fooled. And you would have thought he was a perfect guy. And then, one day he just snapped and he put his hands on me. And
you know what you're saying is not how intuition supposedly works.
Yeah,
as far as
that's not how intuition works, Nicole.
Experiences don't make
Nicole, you ever seen Spidey Sense? You ever seen Spider-Man have a Spidey Sense moment? You ever seen that?
Yeah, I do.
That's intuition.
Here's the thing.
You see how it flashes, danger, danger. You ever seen that?
Yes, but here's the thing, though. Because going off that example, you're saying it doesn't come from experiences. Well, babies aren't born with that love of intuition. Babies are born learning that when you touch the stove is hot. You probably shouldn't touch it again.
What?
And so that's what I. But
once again,
I'm dumb as shit right now.
Yeah,
they learned it
intuition.
from a reason. The reason was that they got hurt. Freaking intuition is only understanding something without
having to experience it.
Without experiencing it.
Jonathan, knows that when you're in love, it doesn't work. Guys, let's let her land. Let's let her land so we can
that's the thing that's what I'm getting at, is that when it comes to, no one is born with intuition. No one. You did not come out of the womb and know, like, oh, shouldn't, when you start walking, oh, I shouldn't, not cross the street. That's why kids get hit by cars and stuff like that. No one's born with those spidey senses. So say intuition is something you should just know. I mean, it is something you should just know, but it's not something that you're just born with. It's something you develop.
Can I speak to this? This is not speaking.
And also, I'm not saying that women have.
My God.
We are gonna, and Nicole, we're gonna let you land, and then after you land, we're gonna let Baba speak. But in the middle of that, I'm gonna give a shout out to everyone who actually shared the room. I didn't do it, so Nicole, go ahead and land your plane. I'm gonna do my little shout outs, and then it's on Baba.
Okay, so no one is born with intuition. We're all born drooling, wide-eyed, and and empty. So as you go through life and you learn and you do have experiences, you learn people. You learn to pick up on certain signs, to predict certain things. So I don't think there's any such thing as like a perfect woman's intuition. I don't think I have a perfect woman intuition. Every single day I'm bumping my head.
But then why do y'all brag on it?
And others.
And I never was born drooling.
Exactly.
So bragging on it, I honestly cannot relate to that statement, because I've never sat and been like, oh, I know. I've never sat.
The statement itself is a brag by calling it women's intuition.
All right, but let's not get sidetracked on this idea of intuition. We're getting somewhere kind of.
Okay, yeah, let's let her land, and she's almost done, I'm sure. And then go ahead, sweetheart.
I'm gonna land. There is a such thing as women's intuition. It's not the all-abiding, like the omega of intuitions. And there's a such thing as a man's intuition. And those two intuitions are based off of the experience of being a woman and the experiences of being a man. A great example is, I've been cramping for these last few days, and I woke up today and I knew I was going to start my period. That was a woman's intuition. And the man's not going to understand.
Oh, my God.
And then there's a guy's intuition.
Somebody send her to the goop. That's all I have to do.
This is
there's a man's intuition.
Nicole, land.
Yeah, drop this motherfucking plane out the sky.
Okay, well, I was just trying to give you guys like just an analogy. I know that was really crude. I'm gonna apologize for that, but I'm just trying to give you an analogy.
I'm so thankful I did not hear it. God must have been
getting out. So that's it. I was just
okay. All right, we appreciate you, Nicole. We really appreciate it. Shout out
Nicole. I have to crack my knuckles.
Hold on, let me read. Give them the shots out for all the people who actually shared. That's what I do. I give them love, right? Because without them, we wouldn't be able to be one of the biggest rooms right now in the hallway. So we got to give them a special shots out, because you're the reason why people are here. We're bringing you the content, and you're bringing us the people that enjoy the content, and we enjoy you. Even all y'all shit talking people in the chat, we even enjoy y'all weirdos too, right? So I'm gonna give a shout out to Julie Homan, right? King of Credit, Sadia Asia, Caribbean Girl, oh God, Ruth, Takashi, we got my brother Seesaw, Teddy Flow, Natural, who called us Dusty Men, your brother, Seesaw,
Daddy, man.
Atoti with her old toxic ass talking about Marius Daddy, James Washington. We got Lou Fax, you know what I'm saying? Michael M. Shouts out to Miss Cameron. Queen, DF. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all for sharing this room. And if you haven't shared the room, what we want you to do is just click that little icon at the bottom that has those 3 interconnecting circles. Click it, share it to the room, tell people why you're sharing it. Let people know to come in here because it's a great conversation. And we want you to invite people also. Click that button that says invite. Invite people that you think would actually enjoy this conversation. We're enjoying it. We're enjoying you. Moreover, we want you to follow the Greenhouse, the Gauntlet, and follow the moderators, the Doc, Rawan, King Jamba, Jamal, Shucks, Phil, me, the Power Broker, the Ruler, King Solomon, and also my brother Jonathan. Make sure to follow us and also follow anybody on stage who has contributed and whoever message you resonate with, right? Because that's important, right? You don't have to come in here and just hate us and hate whatever. There's going to be some things that people actually say that you like. Make sure you follow them too. But before you follow them, you click follow to me. Go ahead, Bob.
Thank you very much, Orlando. I just wanted to respond to what Nicole said. Nicole, when you said that babies are not born with certain things, intuition, that's not true. There are certain things that we are hardwired into us as human beings. One of them is, for example, and I use this as an example, is a fear of heights. That's hardwired into us. There are other things that are hardwired into us as babies. Now, there's been research and experiments done on this to prove this. So this thing that things are only as a result of experience, yes, certain things are as a result of experience, but there are certain things that are hardwired into us, and that's what fundamental intuition essentially is. I just wanted to comment on that, and I'm done.
I appreciate that, Baba. Appreciate that. Hey, there's another Solomon. If you listening to me, bring your ass up here and say the shit that you're saying in the chat.
That shit. I feel goofy.
Say that goofy shit up here on this stage. Don't write in the chat.
We disable this chat. All your superpowers gonna go away.
They're gonna go away. They're done. So bring your ass up here. If you want to say something, let's have the conversation.
And also anybody else, right? Do not be intimidated.
Invite the Caribbean girl too. She's been yapping.
Yeah, y'all go ahead. Hey, Shucks, you go ahead and ping them up. Bring them up. Beam them up, Scotty.
I've invited her multiple times.
So what we want to do is all y'all who have opinions, we would love for you to come on stage, right? Express your opinions. You don't got to agree with us. Stand on your square.
Girl on stage.
Oh, Caribbean? Oh, yeah, she talking smack silent. Damn, come on now, Ruth. Come on now. Come on, battle me. Come on, man, I'm used to it. We love you up here. Come on.
And bring this Chris Morley.
Oh, shit.
One sec. She called me a pick-me. I want to know why.
So what? Who cares? The fuck?
So what's up, Caribbean? You going Caribbean, you gonna address Shucks right here, right now? Because I'm gonna go on mute and I'm gonna let y'all do your thing if that's gonna be the case. So I'm gonna just go ahead and let me spark my blunt. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, because if not, gooer ass.
I don't goo her.
I'm a goo king.
Don't goo nobody. I'd love to hear her opinion.
Caribbean, come on, Caribbean. Come on, Caribbean. I know you can do it.
Come on, girl.
Come on now. Don't get scared.
You know you got a phone. You been up there typing this whole damn time.
Don't get stage fright. Let them Twitter fingers turn into some voice action. Let's do it. What's up, Caribbean?
She got 5 seconds, man. If not, we're going to move on for her. But she will be, you know what I'm saying, shot shortly after if she don't want to participate. You know what I mean? And like I said, anybody...
Give her the grace to respond. Just mute her.
Give her the great... Do I look like a goddamn... Do I look like a priest?
Maybe she in a bad
Do I look like the Pope? I ain't giving nobody no
like
grace.
a fucking charity. This the gauntlet.
Give her a grace?
Go to church. It's Sunday. You want grace? Take your ass to church.
Hallelujah.
She about to be Grace Under Fire. I mean, what the fuck? Look, I'm old. Look at me naming all that shows. Anyway, yeah, we're going to give you a couple seconds. If not, again, anybody who wants to, have your opinion up here, please go ahead and raise your hand because I see a lot of y'all up in here saying all this hoopla in the chat. We would love to hear your voice, all right?
And one more thing, man. Can people just answer the questions, man? Because it's like, it'd be so drawn out. Like King Solomon said himself, he said, he asked a simple question. Do you have it? She could have said, no, I don't have it. Never been in. but that ain't what has been said. It's like drawn out. Women do this and women do that, and like, what the fuck are we talking about? Do you have it? Like we gotta be more like concise with our statements. That's all I'm asking.
About three. This is Teddy really quick again, right? Again, when people are in love, all that shit goes.
We get it.
Why do you think that people see red flags and they still go for it?
So here's the problem, Teddy. With that
hold on, I'm sorry. One second. I want to announce to everyone because someone hit me up and told me that the hand raising was actually off. I enabled the hand raising, people. So what we want you to do is, if you got something to say to us, I see it lighting up. Y'all see it lighting up. Y'all like, oh, y'all got something to say. Y'all not scared, huh? Raise your hands, and I'm seeing all the usual character. Oh, y'all okay? We see you. We gonna bring y'all up in a minute. I'm gonna let King Solomon do his shit, and then we gonna bring y'all up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all big in that chat. We want to see what y'all do on this stage. Go ahead, Solomon.
Oh, I like this group too. I can't wait to see them come up here. I cannot wait, Teddy. What I was going to say is the problem with your statement or trying to tie this to women in love is that we see the action without her being in love, without her showing the actions of being in love. That's your issue. Is that you're trying to it's almost like you're trying to tie everything to an explanation, but those explanations you're giving us do not measure up to the activity they're showcasing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. But Ken, those explanations are also tied to bad experiences, like bad experiences and also
but Teddy,
behaviors.
They're showing the behavior without the bad experiences you're talking about, without being in love, without those things.
But that becomes invalid, right? People cannot show a behavior without an experience or a family.
No, Teddy, I'm not saying they're not showing other experiences. I'm saying the experiences you're giving, the in love, those experiences, we're seeing the activity without her being in love, sir. So this is your issue.
And Teddy, how do you also explain the fact that if we're basing this, if the women are coming to these conclusions or making these decisions based on their experiences, why are they not including the experiences? Why are they lining up to have children behind dudes who have other children with women that they're not with? If 60%, we established the data, 60% of households are single mother households, but it's only 20% of black men, less than 20% of black men who are out here having children and are not married. So that suggests that you're seeing many women lining up, and despite the experience, despite what they see, they're somehow still falling in love with dudes who are proving themselves not suitable to be married, to stick around and raise their children. How does that make sense? Where's the agency for that?
But I just want just one question, Teddy. Do you think it's out of bounds in any form or facet that like women have babies because they're lonely? They just want they want something that they feel like is conditional love, like just a child. Like, do you think that's possible?
I mean, it's definitely possible. I think that definitely is one of women's biggest accomplishments in life, to have a baby. I think some women desire family the same way sometimes some guys would desire, like, let's say, for example, a Lamborghini or having a house, for an example,
not to cut off your wisdom. I just want you to answer that question because I had something I want to say. Right?
Absolutely, yes.
Let's try to get let's try to follow the breadcrumbs, right? So if that's an accomplishment, right? Because obviously they're achieving that shit when they come to having babies, right? But they're not achieving relationships, right? They're not trying to achieve being married. So if you put all roles in the common denominator is them just having a child. Because that's the thing that they make sure that they accomplish and achieve. They don't make sure they accomplish having a family. They don't make sure they accomplish having, being married. So you have to look at the common denominator is a lot of them just want to have a baby. The common denominator when you go on any fucking social media site and it's like all you see is mother and children, no father. You know what I'm saying?
An answer for that.
Can I?
It's just that's
body. When you're done.
I know that's not who I think. I know damn well that's not.
Hi, King Solomon.
Hi.
I got an answer to why these women are having these kids.
You got an answer for why you ain't following the house of the club, or are you following the house in the club?
Of course I'm following the house in the club. This is the King Credit, my brother.
Now watch this. Do you think that everybody else should follow this club and follow all the moderators?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. You need to listen to King of Credit. He said, follow the house, follow the moderators. That's words of wisdom. Go ahead, King of Credit.
Hey, I appreciate it. Now, and this is just my opinion, and y'all could, I guess, let me know whether you agree or disagree. One of the reasons why these women are having kids, especially in our poor Black communities, is because that's the key to their independence. Think about that for a minute.
Yep.
They get a kid, automatically they get an apartment. You know, so in some ways it's unfortunate and it's sad, but I think a lot of these, especially young girls, they're trying to get out of their mama's house or whatever the case it is. So they know that by having a baby, they get some independence because they're going to be able to get that little apartment, be on Section 8 and do whatever. So now, they have this mentality that now they're better than because they have shelter.
Shit, Section 8 giving away 4-bedroom houses nowadays.
Oh, yeah. So this is one of the reasons why they're doing this. But also, I've been listening on this stage, and even when I was in the audience, very much so. And one of the things I realized, it was mentioned how we know that so much is against us as the Black community. Behind the Black man, it's the Black woman that suffers, but it's the Black man mainly, but after that comes the Black woman. No one suffers the way we do. And we also know that the society has made it clear with their intent of intentionally separating us. And there's a good reason why. Think about it. A little while after slavery, when we were left to do our own shit, look at our jump back. When you think of, like the Black Wall Street, Rosewood, there were places like this all throughout this country. So we went from nothing to something so quickly that this scared the white man. How could they have made that transition that quick when we know we ain't gave them shit? So now there was a conscious effort to dismantle us. So you think now back to the 70s. Boom. Take the Black man out the house. We giving you these apartments and we're giving you all this, support for food or whatever else. So we know that this system intentionally is trying to destroy the Black nuclear family. And I'm just going to land my plane right there.
Absolutely. King of Press. That was well said. Cardi wanted to say something. Can I respond to King, please? So what we're going to do is we're going to let 3 go. We're going to let you go real quick, my brother. Like, make it like a trip from LA to Vegas, right? Real short. We're going to then let Cardi go. And then what we're going to do is, after, I'm going to give a shout out to all the people who shared the room. Of course, I got to shout out all the people who shared the room, right? I got to give y'all some love. I got to shout y'all out. So go ahead, 3. We want a super, super quick trip. And then it's on Thicky Ricardo. Then it's on... Man, listen, man. It's only so much we can, start blaming that shit on the 70s and Jim Crow. Bro, there has to come to a point where you have to look at the Black woman as independent in her thought. Okay? Even if all that shit was said and done, think about it, right? They know that story. They heard it. But that doesn't stop them from saying, Jim Crow didn't make Black women say, I'm a strong, independent Black woman, I don't need no man. She did that, right? Jim Crow didn't make them say, I don't do 50-50, I don't fuck with nobody's potential. They did that, right? There has to be a certain mindset where you just got to disconnect. You got to disconnect this whole 70. No, bro. This shit, you got to understand, it's they see everything.
Jim Crow told us to be city girls.
You feel what I'm saying? They seen everything. They seen everything that happened to us, right? And they know that it was a trap, and it was designed like a fucking project. And the thing in your mind when you know all of this, And for your mindset to say out of your fucking mouth is that like, I'm a shorty up here, a black woman, I don't need no fucking man, but you know exactly how the fuck it happened. And when you know what happened to us and you make statements like, I'm divesting, bro, I'm not listening to that Jim Crow shit, bro. You got dead that Jim Crow shit. Some of this shit, bro, they already stuck the middle finger up to a lot of black men, bro. And you have to just look at black women, bro. All that Jim Crow shit is dead, bro. That's all.
Well, here, let me say something about that Jim Crow stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Who said, "Oh my gosh"?
I was supposed to go next. That's why.
Yeah, it's on Cotty. Go ahead, sweetheart.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Who was that actually? Who was that actually about to talk? Actually, who's that?
Ahmad.
Okay, that's Jamal. I can't see. Okay, that's Jamal. Okay, so we're gonna let Cotty go because she's been waiting, and then we're gonna let Jamal go, and then we're gonna introduce all the new players on stage. We want to see what they got to say because there was, big chopping it up in the chat. We want to see what they're gonna say on stage.
Hey, let Chris Morley come out. Let that white dude come out.
Don't worry. We got all the chat words. Chris Morley, raise your hand, right? So go ahead, Cotty. Then it's gonna be Jamal, and then we're gonna get to these new people on stage, and then if there's any other people who actually share the room, we're gonna give you a personal shout out, right? We're gonna give you some love. You love us, we love you back, right? Especially all the people who ain't trying to fight us. We got love for you. So go ahead, Cotty.
Okay, thank you. And actually, Jamal, since you're a mod, you can go before me if you wanted to respond.
That's what I mean right there. Look at that submissive. Look at this queen. Look at that submissive. Can y'all take note of this, ladies? This is the shit.
I'm about to give her a follow right now.
Look at that submissive. Everybody follow Cotty. Let me follow. Hold on. Everybody follow Cotty. Go ahead, Cotty.
No, Cotty, go ahead. You go ahead. I'll go after you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're funny, bro.
This nigga stupid, bro.
Go ahead, I ain't playing with you this morning.
This nigga toxic as shit.
I ain't playing with. Go ahead, Cotty.
Okay, so I wanted to respond to some people. I think when King Credit made the mention with Jim Crow, I took that as he was saying this is part of, it's like a cause and effect, right? So yeah, 3, while you're absolutely correct, there are a lot of black women that are like, I don't need a man, I'm a strong independent. But a lot of those women come from like households that's been like a cause and effect of what has happened to them. Right? So the same way how there's like loads of black men who are of a certain caliber, right? And it's due to them not having like fathers in the household, and that's what's caused that. There's the same type, there's like so many black women in that same situation where they don't have like that father in the household to teach them positive values and things like that. So I think when people bring up Jim Crow, is not to just say Jim Crow is the cause of what's happening in 2022, but because they destroyed that nuclear setup of a family, it's still affecting this group of people generations on out. So, I mean, but even with that said, it's still no excuse, right? Like, I'm still not looking at Jim Crow because you have to get to a certain point where you want better for yourself. And that's why I feel like a lot of this is due to just women. Like, it's in our nature, right? So it's like a lot of times women want to fix situations and fix people. They don't want to take accountability for like a lot of their actions that they make or decisions that they make. And I think that has a lot to do with why there's so many like single moms, because you meet a man, he lies to you, you see red flags, but instead of you saying, you know, let me run the other way, you're like, well, let me make him want me, or let me change him, or let me do this. And you need to take accountability for that decision that you're making. So ultimately, I think it's like both. you know, it's not 100% on the women, right? But since you're the one whose life can be changed, you're the one who can be left as a single mom, you definitely have to take at least 70% of that. Like, that's just a fact. Like, it's not 50-50. Yes, there are a lot of crazy men that lie to you and do all of that, but you are the one giving them access to your body. You're the one not doing what you need to do to make sure you don't get pregnant, or setting your standards so he puts a ring on your finger before you give up your womb and all of that. So ultimately, you have most of the blame, even though I don't think it's 100% of the blame, because I still feel like Black men should also increase their standards. Like, if you see a woman twerking, right? If you don't want to be a part of the problem, you see a certain caliber of woman, why are you messing with that type of woman? Like, have higher standards.
How the girl up here that's got the thickest backside talk about girls twerking and that? You too thick to be talking about this, Cardi. We appreciate you.
No, but I like what she been saying though, bro.
No, she said the truth. I'm always gonna jab at Cotty because she's saying some definite truth. But I heard Marlena got off her mic. It was like in the middle of her sentence, almost
before you move on, Power, Catty is being too nice. Like, I've said it in the chat. I'll say it all night. You can call me, pick me if you want, but women control sex and children. Like, that is the fucking truth.
Oh shit! Like, shucks, I think Caribbean waking it up. She laughing during what you say. You know that micro. You know how? I mean, if y'all want to wake it up, she off that mic. Now, before y'all wake it up, shucks, Caribbean, you laughing? I see you. Now, hold on. She's just hold on. Before we wake it up. Hold on, Caribbean. Hey! Don't overtalk me. What? Before we wake it up. Wait a second. Is she talking still?
No, that's Cotty.
Okay, go ahead, Cotty.
Hey, Cotty. I gave you a follow. If you don't follow me back, I'm gonna goo you. No, I'm just playing. Oh my God. Okay. Let me just finish what I was saying.
Hold on one second, Shaq. Hold on one second, Shaq. I'm gonna give it right to you. But what Jamal was saying as far as the following and going, yeah, we got Amber, we got Jumba, we got Marlena, SCDC Bay, we got a no more friends. We got all these people. We got my boy Schoolboy Q up here. We got Michael. We got Rob. We got all these people up here. But if y'all gonna come up here and be talking on the mic, spraying y'all funky breath all up on this stage, at least follow the moderators, at least follow the house, and at least share the room. Right, and then what we're gonna do is after Shucks finish, after Jamal say what he got to do, and Shucks and Ruth or Caribbean get what they got to get off their chest, I will read all the people who shared the room. We're gonna read it out loud. We're gonna give y'all some love. Go ahead, Shucks.
Yeah, Caribbean, if you're a single mom, I wouldn't
know. Girl, come for me.
Nobody's going after you. Just mute up for a sec. Mute. I'm not coming for you.
Because I'm a Black woman doesn't make
mute up.
Caribbean girls bitter.
It doesn't mean I'm a single mother.
Mute up, Ruth. Let her finish.
Yeah, like I was saying.
You're a single mother. Oh, you want to be a victim so bad.
She love to be a victim, boy. She act like she getting paid $250K to be a victim up here, boy. Oh, folks, shut up. Sign me up for her victim plan package. Shit, they paying.
Yeah, like I was saying, chill, Power. Like I was saying, women control sex and children. So this responsibility, honestly, it lies primarily on the woman. There's no excuse for surprise babies. There's birth control. There's Plan B. Like, I'm very much pro-life, but if your goofy ass misses to go on birth control is having unprotected sex or does not make the man wear protection, then that is on you. You chose to be a single mom. So, Catty, you were too nice. No, it's not 70-30. It's more like 99-1%. But go ahead, Caribbean. You had a lot to say. I was not coming for you. I don't know your story. I don't give a fuck about your story, by the way.
I don't give a fuck about you too, girl.
Damn.
Girl, go ahead.
Girl, go get a life.
Here we go.
No, Amber. No. Give her the stage. Go ahead, Chris.
She hates Black men. I don't want to hear from her.
Ding, ding, ding.
No, can we please? Can we? Wait. Everybody, 1 second. Please let her go because everybody know how I do. So just let her go, and I'll deal with that afterwards. I'll have that ass later.
Go ahead, Caribbean. That's what I thought.
Oh boy, we did all this fanfare for this.
Is she looking for followers? I don't get it. What are you doing, girl?
She is.
Okay, so look, you're gonna be up here for about another
I moved there. No, fuck that. Let's just move on.
Okay. Well, Jamal, you wanted to actually get off something, my bro?
No, I'm gonna let her know, Alana Ruth. If I bring you back up and you do not have a conversation, I'm personally going to remove you from the room. I will personally remove you from the room. Because you know that's not how we operate. We want to have the conversations. If you don't want to do that, I'm going to remove you.
If she comes up, I'll let her go before me. But we don't.
She put her hand down.
We don't have time for games, man.
Exactly. She put her hand down. Cool. Stay down there. Because if you come up here capping, doing all that,
she said Amber is a lying ass bitch. That's what she said. Just to read it. From the chat. Yeah, she said you would never
get on stage to confront me about what I'm lying about.
See, Ruth, you got people on you now.
She's mad we don't fuck with her because she don't like black people.
That's crazy.
You guys don't censor her. Move on.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my shots out for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate y'all sharing this room and because y'all shared the room so graciously for us and helped us get this room to this point. We are one of the biggest rooms in the hallway right now and we are having a great conversation. I am really enjoying all the people in this room, even all the people talking all that bullshit. We appreciate y'all too. So I want to give a special shout out to Ahava Griffin. She put the fire emoji. That means that this shit is on fire. Sadia Asia, we got Cotty. Cotty, you know you're a queen. You know what I'm saying? We got Jason Scott. He telling people to come to the gauntlet if you ain't scared. We got my boy Schoolboy Q. You know what I'm saying? He's dropping some commentary. Y'all check him out. You know what I'm saying? We got Rob G. Of course, we got Philomith. I hope I'm saying that correct. We got my boy Teddy Flo, Fargito, Jinan Laws, No More Friends, and we also got Nande being toxic, talking about divest from black women to get you a white woman. Look at your toxic self. So, go ahead and share the room, and when we circle back around to read these comments, we will give you a special shout out, and we will read your comment. We will give you some love, and if you want to come on stage and share your opinion, go ahead and raise your hand, unless you're going to be ducking smoke, because if you ducking smoke, you will get removed from the room if you keep playing with us. Again, follow the greenhouse at the top, which is the gauntlet. That's this club. Follow the moderators, the Doc, Rawan, King Jamba, Jamal, Shucks, Phil, me, the power broker, the ruler, and King Solomon. And I also want to give a shout out to all the people that's on stage. I see y'all. We got Nick up in here, Terry. We got Baba, the homie. You know what I'm saying? We got Teddy. We got everybody up here. We got everybody. We got Seesaw. We got everybody up here. We got everybody. You know what I'm saying? We got love for y'all. So we're going to open this up to, to y'all on the floor.
Wait, did Big Medium leave?
Big Medium. Let me see. Is Big Medium here?
It's funny how the people who talk shit in the chat, I don't know why this happens. They always end up leaving the stage. The main people talking about, I'm gonna have this conversation, be the most logical, X, Y, and Z. They end up leaving. It's all good. Who else wants to talk?
I think they're leaving because they're not able to get out what they need to say.
Nah, Miss Andrea. These people who we invited on stage been in here since the whole inception of the room, been here the whole time, and only when they hit the stage do they be up here for a little while and then they shake. They can be in that chat talking shit. They didn't. Hold on one second. They didn't dropped about 500 messages in that chat. I'm trying to tell you, Miss Andrea.
Yeah, Andrea, did you not just see us give Caribbean 3 chats to speak and she's back in the chat talking shit instead?
Yeah, I saw Caribbean and I agree on that part. Some others.
And honestly, it might be a little toxic in here, I'll give you that. But for the most part, the men have been allowing the ladies to speak. It's just a lot of people who have a lot of shit to say in the chat will come on stage and leave before they say anything. So they're not wrong on that.
I do think we definitely got a little bit on the intuition thing, but I think by and large it was starting to get pretty constructive, and I see no reason why it can't stay on that path. And where we kind of diverged a bit from was the idea that, again, if the women who we polled we're agreeing that there's no fundamentally different attitudes between black women and other women. So as such, the narratives about black men who do date out being somehow less than or unable to handle black women or having some kind of defect in their leadership, if that's not true, then why are we seeing such high rates of divorce from black women? Why are we seeing such low rates of marriage? Why are we seeing black women repeatedly lining up and laying down with the men who aren't showing that they're going to be consistent fathers? And my theory, my hypothesis is that a lot of this rhetoric by black women and for black women of "I'm so independent and I don't need a man" wrongfully leads women to conclude that their children don't need a father. And I believe that there is more than enough data to suggest that there is ample agency. And yes, we agree, the data does not speak to every situation. The data is, in fact, a generalization. But if it is the prevailing situation, it has to be examined seriously. It has to be scrutinized seriously. Because if it isn't, then how do we get to? If we can't speak credibly on the generalizations, then we can't speak credibly on the outliers. We can't speak credibly on what's not occurring with the same degree of frequency. So I think, again, for me, I believe the apprehension for women to want to confront this data and to refer to it as a generalization is a means of kind of ducking the agency that would be implicated in the decisions that are making, and in the failure to form families, in the failure to couple and to partner in a way that that would do our communities much better.
I mean, Phil, I disagree with that, right? And the reason why
Hold on one second, brother. Hold on one second, brother. I don't see why you can disagree with a logical statement, but okay. There was a couple of years ago, there was a picture, a meme on social media. It had a picture of a mother, a daughter, and a son kneeling on the bed praying. In the background, a shadowy like image was the father, and he had his bags and he was walking out the door. The caption had the mother making a prayer saying, "I don't need a man." The little girl was saying, "I don't want a man." And the little boy was saying, "I don't want to be a man." Yep. You remember that case? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Came out some years ago. That's a reality. Now, it really burns me. And I get it. Certain things in Jim Crow did happen to destroy black family. Won't deny that, right? But what gets me is that a lot of people claim to be so educated. All these degrees that people brag about. But yet, a white motherfucker is still able to manipulate you. But you're so fucking degreed up. Confusing to me. You know, we all know what happened in Jim Crow, crack era, all of that stuff. But yet, you're still you're still allowing this shit to go on. Like, I don't agree with blaming white folks for shit, right? Because there's no white man telling you to go make babies and not have a relationship with the father. There's no white man coming in your house telling you to do that, right? There's no white man coming in your home telling you to divorce the father and put him out the house. There's no white man telling you to do that. So when are we going to stop blaming white folks for the bullshit that we do? Because they're not telling us to do this shit. We're doing it.
It's automated, yep.
And to be honest, your mom, that's actually very charitable. With the data
that seems like you're moving the goalpost, though.
No, the census data actually
said that?
That was Teddy.
Debate me. Go ahead. Come on. Debate me.
And the reason why I feel like you are... No, it's good. And I like that. Let's talk about it. And that's the reason I'm in the room. I feel like if you bring that conversation into context, then you're really not trying to find a solution or actually figure out what's going on. What I said was, number one, You guys are saying, well, single mothers. And I am saying, well, before we got to even this point, I said the number of men that are capping, beginning to bring women to this point is larger. Let's not forget, women are looking for men. Hold on. Let me deal. Phil, let me deal with it. Let me land my plane. Hold on. And
let Teddy land his plane, and then we're gonna have Jamal give a rebuttal. We're gonna let them have their discourse. And while people are enjoying this discourse, we want you to make sure you follow the greenhouse and make sure you follow the mods, especially if you're on this stage and you think you're gonna talk or you think you're gonna just sit up here and be an ornament. At least you follow the moderators. That's what you do. At least have a little bit of respect. Don't be up here trying to look cute and shit and ain't saying shit and all that other type of shit. You go ahead and follow the moderators, and when we get to y'all, we're gonna get to y'all. We're gonna be bringing that smoke because I see y'all up in the chat. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And the reason why I'm bringing this into context is, let's take people like Kanye West, right? Maybe they've had a bad experience, whatever, and try to maybe feel or get a home like with Kim Kardashian. What happens? They are still going to get the smoke. So again, we can't necessarily say, well, women are being this way, so black women are being this way. No, some of the men don't know how to handle this woman. And when the woman feels frustrated, the women are not saying that I want to be dependent. I'm not saying that. The women are saying that out of frustration. Men are not doing their jobs. Men are not being protective. Men are sitting down on the bench, being on Clubhouse and watching Netflix. So women are saying, guess what? If you are not responsible, then I don't need you. I saw a post on Instagram, and the woman said, I make a lot of money. I have my own business. What else is the man bringing to the table? He's not even emotionally intelligent. She's making a lot of money. At least the minimum, do it. So it's not that women are saying that they're independent. Women would want to submit if a guy would be a guy, if a man would be a man. I think women are tired of working every single day, coming home to do and hang curtains up the ceiling. They would love it, and they find that very sexy if a man fixes the light bulb. That is what I'm hearing in rooms. I get it. Some standpoints, it sounds like women don't really need a man. But to be honest with you, they really need a man who can be a man. And I'm not speaking.
Sir, are they picking men like
Wait, let me do this. But even though this is too easy. This is too easy for me. Teddy, with all due respect, brother, what you said just now was very simplistic.
Terrible.
What you just said was pure and utter bullshit. Let me handle this. Let me get this. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Jamal. This Nick right under you.
Oh, yes, sir, brother. Hey,
we gonna have fun with this one.
Yeah.
But I'm Team Teddy, so let's have fun, bro.
Go ahead, Jamal. You gonna wrap it up, and I think Nick. What up, Nick? I think you about to get in this exchange too. So I think it's about to get interesting. Go ahead, brother Jamal.
Yeah, let me say this. All right. That's complete utter bullshit what you just said. I don't give a damn what rooms you were in and all the capping that you were listening to. It was bullshit because it's so many black men. And what you just said, based on your voice, it doesn't sound like you're from this country. So, I don't know where you're from, but that what you just said is false because there's so many qualified black men, and what you said could also be offensive to black American men. Very offensive. It's highly offensive because what you just said was that we're all bums, scrubs, and that's not what I play Xbox all day. No. Mute up. I didn't stop you. I let you finish that line of crap that you just spewed out your mouth.
Jamal.
All right, I'll let you finish that dumb shit you just said.
That's so offensive to your guests.
Excuse me, can you please mute up? If you don't mute up, I will remove you. I will bid you a good day and remove you off the stage. Thank you. Now, what you just said was crap. because to imply that black men, for the most part, are bums, that we don't have no jobs and we don't want to help that's crazy, bro. There's so many qualified black men that want to take care of black women. Those men get turned down. They get rejected for superficial reasons. They're not tall enough. They're not super good looking. They don't have a body of an action figure. They don't play basketball and play violin at the same time. They get turned down, bro. They're a little corny. They don't have enough swag. They don't have this, they don't have that. It's always a little stupid, petty reason why they get rejected. Then they go to broke dick Tyrones. They go to the dudes that hang out in the street on the corner and ain't got nothing going on with their life and have a baby by him. Then he leaves them. Then they go and cry the sad song, Black Men Ain't Shit. It's the kind of black men that they go for. It's the kind of men that they go for, that they're attracted to, that do that to them. But they conveniently leave out the part where that good black man approached them and they turned him down because he wasn't this enough or he was too much of that. So they don't say the whole story. They just tell the part that makes them look like the victim. And there's a lot of good black men out here, but these black women today, these modern black women, they're having too much fun being single and they don't want to give up their freedom. They're having too much fun flexing on the gram, taking trips, flying here, flying there, taking pictures and videos with drinking with their girlfriends at restaurants. You know, all of this good shit, right? They're having too much fun. So being a wife, staying at home, being a housewife, being kept, being taken care of does not look appealing to them. So they don't have a solid reason for living that single mom life. So they come up with bullshit lies to justify them and their unnatural way of living. So you need to do some more research before you come on here and insult black American men, brother.
Yeah, I want to say I didn't feel insulted at all because he pointed out a very, very good point, Jamal, that you got a lot of brothers that can't even change a light bulb.
Stop. Wake it up.
Hold on, bro. You got a lot of brothers that won't even take. Ladies, when was the last time a man in this room that's not married or in a relationship? When was the last time a man took your trash out? Flash your mic.
Well,
I thought so.
How can somebody
wait a minute.
when they're not even there?
No,
that's what I'm about to say. They gotta be in the home to do that.
No, that's not true because when I go to a lady's home, if I walk into a lady's house and maybe she cooked or something and the trash is full, guess what I do on my way out? I grab it and I take it to the dumpster. If her tire go out, she ain't gotta go to the discount tire. Half y'all niggas can't even change a tire.
Well, as a person who had auto mechanic class for 2 years, as a person with auto mechanic, I know. Hold on a second. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you because there is a big problem with that. But what it is you are probably an extraordinarily great individual in those type of situations because these women that you're like going over, are these your friends or are these women that you might be entertaining just in a sexual manner?
Nah, bro, I'm telling you, bro. Like the dude just said, he pointed out.
Don't talk over Nick. Go ahead.
He pointed out that men don't be men. I wasn't offended by that statement because it's 100% true. My father would get up in the morning to make sure that it was gas in all my mother's vehicles so that she didn't have to stop at the gas station. Y'all niggas ain't doing that. They don't even care.
Yes.
They don't even care.
Nick, your mama was most likely not a hoe, right?
But what are you trying to say? All black
You know how y'all get mad.
Here we go.
Brothers, hold on, bro, because I knew this was gonna be good.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
You know how y'all get mad when women come in here and start talking about the niggas that ain't shit. We ain't talking about them niggas. We talking about the women that are. Okay, that are good.
Yeah, but
we're
Nick,
talking
it's
about
a
the
two-way
niggas that ain't
relationship.
shit. So let's not bring the niggas that's not just like we don't want the niggas that ain't shit brought into the conversation. Let's not bring the women that ain't shit into the
Nick,
conversation.
Here's the problem. You're describing a relationship in which you are expecting a man to do something for a woman who's not earned it. That is your issue.
You gotta be earned to take the fucking trash out, bro.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Hey, Nick, your mom and dad were they married?
Hold on.
Married.
Hold on. Everybody be quiet. Let King Solomon and Nick have their dialogue. And while they're having their dialogue, their discourse, make sure you share the room. Make sure you follow the moderators, especially if you're on stage. Don't come up here looking cute. You make sure you follow the moderators, follow the house, share the room, and then I will get to reading y'all comments and y'all shares. We will give y'all a special shout out for sharing the room. We appreciate y'all. Go ahead, King Solomon, and go ahead, brother.
This is a rare moment. You get to see two Aquarius men actually have a conversation.
Let's do it, bro.
Hold on, nigga, you Aquarius, Nick?
Yes.
February the 13th, baby.
Okay, I'm the third.
We all Aquarius. Now, Nick, you understand? I know you understand what I'm trying to say.
I do.
I know a lot of people feel like it's a sort of throwaway thing, but these things that we're expecting these men to do, historically they've done it because on a larger scale, and Tommy Guns loves to bring this up. Historically speaking, the women in general had a goal of sustaining the culture that the men were fighting for. So they were able, so all the men of that society would have a motivation to do husband-like things for any woman because collectively they all had and shared the same goal. That is no longer in place. That is the issue here that we're talking about. Do you see what I'm trying to get at?
I get what you're trying to say. The point that I don't understand is that she has to deserve me just walking by taking the trash out. Yeah. She have to deserve me. And when you go out with your woman and she got to get gas in her, put gas in her car, or just not even say your woman, just a regular woman that you just going on a date with. If she going to get gas in her car, you don't follow her to make sure the gas that she put gas in her car.
I would. I personally.
That's what I'm talking about. So y'all want women to prove that they can be wives while we refuse to prove that we can be husbands. That's weird.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but Nick, I'm Nigerian.
No, that's not true.
I grew up in a two-parent house. Nick, I'm not. Hold on, please.
Hold on. Can y'all not talk over King Solomon? Whoever's going to be talking soon, you will talk soon. But King Solomon is talking. He's a moderator. He's having a discourse with Nick. Please hold your horses. We will get to you. Right? Just 1 second. And again, share the room before we get to everybody. We will be reading these shares. We will be giving you a shout out, right? Go ahead, King Solomon.
Look, I love letting other people, please just let me have this conversation with Nick. I'm really not the one. I will literally kick you out this room. I promise you. Because we're having a good discourse. Just let us have the conversation. So,
really good. It's really good.
Nick, I had mentioned that the reason why I would do these things is because I grew up, and this is just the ethnic culture I'm talking about. I'm American first. Anybody who knows me knows I am American first. I'm from Chicago. That is where I grew up. But the ethnic culture that I grew up in, as a Nigerian, because both my parents are Nigerian, I grew up in a two-parent household. I have 4 sisters. I grew up in an environment where I understood, or I saw collectively as a ethnic culture here in Chicago, Nigerians collectively still have the goal of sustaining each other, right? And the women have the respect for the men. So I grew up in this environment that American blacks used to have. So let's not turn this into something that it's not. American blacks used to have this too.
Okay.
I still grew up in that environment. So I know what it feels like to have your women collectively deserve things like taking out the trash, changing a light bulb, getting groceries for rent for the lady down the street.
Okay, King. So you're saying because it's easy to do that because all the women were on the same page. All the women were respectful women.
Yes, sir.
So it's easy for me to do something as a collective because collectively men take care of a collective group of women. That's
yes, sir.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I appreciate it.
So the fact, you're saying, you can't treat every American woman that way because they collectively don't respect men.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Y'all niggas got some interesting perspectives.
Hey, look,
It's almost as if
hold on. Let me say something real quick, everybody, real quick. Nick, would it not be easy to suffice to say you don't do things of acts of kindness or acts of service for people who don't respect you? Like I'm pretty sure, Nick. Let me say this, Nick. I'm pretty sure as a brother you are that I've known you to be. You're not going to do things for people who have no respect for you. You are the type of man who you value respect and you respect others. So I know that you're not going to do things for people that don't respect you, right?
That's true, but here's the thing, Toxie. Oh, I'm sorry, I ain't mean to call you that.
It's cool, you good.
Okay, but here's the thing. Most times, I don't really run into women like this. I'm speaking about just being a man. I'm speaking about the fact that if you with a chick and you see, like, I'm just old school. Some niggas calling me simps in the chat, but I'm old school.
No, they're not. We are protecting you, King.
My dad about to be 70 on his birthday this year, so this is what I know. You know what I'm saying? If I'm riding, okay, the other day, my truck was in the shop. Okay, if I have a lady to come pick me up to take me somewhere, and her car ain't got no gas in it, and I put gas in it, and if it need to be washed, I'll wash it. It don't take nothing for me to spend $50, like, because I'm not in a position to feel like I'm disrespected. So I'm just like, so am I supposed to change my character as a man depending on the woman that I'm dating? I'm just gonna stop dealing with her before I just start being a raggedy ass nigga.
As you should.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that, but 100%.
It takes away from me as a domestic man. I like cutting the grass. I like changing your tire. I like to see, like, for my woman to one day look out the window and see me sweating, cutting the grass, because that's me.
No, and Nick, I'm with you. Everybody, we're gonna get to if you talk over me, you're gonna be sent to the goo. If I see you off your mic, you're gonna be looking outside from the hallways like, damn, what are they talking about?
You gotta make sure your brother,
right? So, wait a minute, are you still talking?
But when can we talk, friend?
Hold on. Okay, just wait. Just don't do that again, because I'm gonna finish with Nick, because we having this dialogue, and it's great. I appreciate it. It's my brother right here. Now, what I'm saying is, I love to do that type of stuff too, and I think most men love to do that too. But would you then recommend?
Just pointed out, Toxic, that I can promise you that over. I can give, if I was to give you a fair number, I can say men today, probably 80% of men don't know how to fucking change a tire.
But watch this. No. I get that. But we also got to say there's like damn near 80% single mother households too. Like, I mean, if we just, you know what I mean? Like, like they get niggas that can't do shit. Like, look, Nick, listen, bro. Most men today ain't building stripping heads and taking out transmission like we used to do back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s and 50s. Most men can't do that. It ain't just like a black. It's like most men ain't doing that shit. That's not something that we, you know what I'm saying? We in a different day and age. So it's not like something that's just something that we just don't do. Like most men in general don't do those type of things. But I was just saying, moreover, like, I like to do those type of things for my loved ones too and who I'm with. But the reason why I do that is because I know that they appreciate, accept it, they receive it, and they give me the love and the respect. So, you know, I'm saying for the men out there that's probably not doing it, maybe they don't feel the love and the respect enough to do it, right? I'm just entertaining. Like I'm saying, there's nothing wrong with it, bro. There's nothing wrong with what you're saying. I'm not going against you. I'm not calling you a simp. You know, you my brother. You feel me? So it's nothing with that. So with that being said, I want to just do a little small reset. Welcome to the gauntlet. Click the greenhouse above. You know, this has been a very, what the fuck? Hey, can somebody, my mods, man, please, whoever up, if y'all see anybody interrupt me during this reset, just send them to the fucking hallways.
Next person interrupt, you're out, period.
Please, like I did not bring you up here to change the flow of this shit. This shit been going for hours and it's been great. So anyway, welcome to the Gauntlet. Click the greenhouse above. Follow the club. This is not optional. You gonna follow the shit. And when you follow the club, you make sure you follow the moderators, which is the doc at the top left. You follow Rawan. You follow Jamal. You follow Shucks. You follow Phil. You follow me, the Power Broker. You follow the Ruler. You follow Guns, Tommy Guns. You follow King Solomon, and also follow anyone on stage who says something that you resonate with. What we want you to do is we also want you to click the share button and share it to the hallways and tell people why you like this room and why they should be here, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a shout out right now for all the people who actually shared the room. So we got Obayo. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for sharing the room. We got Antoinette Prescott, Joseph Dang, Queen Cotty, Lisa Lewis, right? Nick, take out the trash for a lady. Come join this dynamic. Oh, she calling this trash. Lisa Lewis. We love you too. We got Tuscaloosa in the building. Share the room. We got Nick. Share the room. We appreciate you. Leanne Bradford. Share the room. Nande. Share the room. We have somebody, I believe, maybe that's Laotian, I'm guessing, shared the room. Chelsea Monet shared the room. We appreciate y'all for sharing the room. Shouts out to y'all because of y'all sharing it, we have become the biggest room in the hallways. I'm sure we become one of the bigger rooms, if not the biggest room in the hallway right now, and it's because of y'all. We appreciate y'all. And all y'all chat warriors, if y'all got something to say, y'all got smoke, y'all think we trash, y'all think we dusties, y'all think we hate black men, y'all think niggas are stamps, whatever.
One sec, Power. Whenever you're ready, come to me.
Thank you, Ayana, for exiting yourself. Yeah. So again, thank you, people, and Shucks, it's on you. And then after that, it's gonna go popcorn style to the people who have been so patiently waiting for us to.
Yeah, I'm sorry to skip the queue, but Tavashka, if that's how you pronounce your name, what did you say in the chat about go back to your countries and sell your babies? You had a lot to say there.
Foreign investors. Most of these bedwenches you see on TV are foreigners. They come over here, they misrepresent Black American women, and they need to take their ass back to where they came from with their snowman.
Wait, who are you talking about specifically?
It was one foreign bedwench in that name, Lay.
Just one mic. Give him
Oh,
a safe
talking about, I saw. Is she still in the room?
Who was that?
I know who you talking about. Is she still here?
Yeah, she's a foreign bedwench, and she don't represent Black American women at all.
Oh, he was talking about current.
No, I know who he's talking about. I know. I know exactly who you're talking about. I can't see her in the room anymore.
Okay, I thought you were talking to us because I was.
No.
Confused.
He wasn't. No,
He is talking to you. He's calling you a foreigner.
I said foreign
bedwenchers. You know what a bedwench is, Cotty?
Yes, a Black woman who sleeps with white men.
No. It's a Black female who worships snowmen. There's a difference, a monumental difference. You don't even have to fuck a snowman to be.
So you're saying majority of the stats are due to foreign women, and not Black American women? Or is that what we're saying now?
No,
you said absolutely. Wait.
He said absolutely. King Solomon, listen to him.
The overwhelming majority of Black females in America fucking snowmen are foreigners.
That is correct.
We're not talking about who sleeps with white men. We're talking about just the state of the Black community.
Statistically, that's false.
No.
Statistically, that's 100% false.
Where's your data for
One
that?
mic.
Where's your data?
No, he's saying if a Black woman is going to sleep with a white man, it's going to typically be a Black woman, right?
Yeah, that's what you said.
Where's your data? Where's the proof?
They're least likely to date interracially. Foreign Black women, especially ones from Africa, are least likely.
Wake that up.
Ones here are more likely to do that. That's a statistical fact.
That is not bullshit.
Because of the culture difference.
That is BS. That's statistically untrue.
One sec, David. Caddy is a foreign woman. I'm a foreign woman. There's another Caddy, the Nigerian.
I'm Nigerian too. That's false.
Yeah, so that is completely false. Yeah, the diaspora, we usually stick within the diaspora, which
within
is
your own
another
country,
Black
your
man.
ethnic group.
Yes.
Because of the cultural difference.
That has nothing to do with America. I'm talking about
stay with a
the
Black
people
person.
in America who are in interracial relationships.
Bro, what's your data?
Americans date
One
interracially more than Africans do.
Let Gun speak.
Okay.
Go ahead, Gun.
Okay. It is statistically not a fact because because immigrants or diaspora or Black people of the diaspora only make up 1 million of the population. Only 1 million. So even if 500,000 every last freaking what's the name? A foreign black woman dated a white man. That's still only 500,000 compared to the 20 million that you see that are Native Black Americans.
And most of those people.
Hold on. And then number two, if that were the case, you would see all these biracial people. They would have immigrant parents, but they don't. When you talk to the typical biracial person, they're going to say they're Black American and they're probably something else.
That's a straight line.
Say I'm Ghanaian or I'm Nigerian or I'm Caribbean and something else. That's not a straight up.
Listen, most Black Americans live in the South.
Okay. I gave you the stats. I gave you the stats. So the only thing I should be hearing from you is a statistical counter argument.
Exactly. Most Black Americans live in the South. Most of this miscegenation you see comes from major cities like New York City, Miami, LA. Most of the black people in these cities are not Black Americans. They're foreigners.
What are you talking about? What's your
One mic.
Whatever major urban city center you go to, unless you're talking about Chicago, maybe Houston or Atlanta,
so let me do the math for you.
Or New Orleans, they're going to be foreigners.
I want to do the math for you.
That's ridiculous.
I want to do the math for you.
I live in the Northeast, and ain't no Black Americans in my neighborhood.
So what's your point?
Stop talking.
One mic on guns.
Hold on. So I'm not about to sit here and have him derail a conversation. I want to just kill it, and then if he doesn't have a statistical fact, I want to just boot him. Or he can just concede and chill. So here's what's going to happen. There's about 44 million, 42 million, whatever, 40 million Black people total in America. Half that, you got 20 million. Now, there's only 500 of that. Only 500,000 are immigrants. Only 500,000. Now, what percentage of Black people or Black women date out? Was it what's the percentage?
Like 5%.
Okay, 5%.
It's like probably 10%.
Yeah, like 10%. Okay, 2 million. So 2 million total. And there's only 500,000. So even if you would have had every single black immigrant date out, it still doesn't account for 1.5 million. It still doesn't account and we know it's not true. So I'm not even pushing it to the absolute extreme.
The data you're using is not disaggregated. So you can't use that data.
It is disaggregated. I just gave you the
when a foreign Black person comes to here and commits a crime, they just mark it down as Black. They don't mark him down as Nigerian. They don't mark him. They mark him down as Black. The same thing when they do the stats that you're using.
Yo, I'm gonna just do this one more time. I want to just do that exercise one more time. There are stats on immigration, so you can discern from the 1 million, the about 1 million immigrants that come here versus the collective, which is 40 million. About 40 million. So you do 1 million minus 40 million. So the point is there's not even enough of us to even make those claims. There's not enough. There's simply literally not enough.
And moving on. You're supposed to be talking about white bitches anyway, so that was irrelevant.
You brought it up.
The fact of the matter is,
where the white hoes at? Where they
you want to lay up with these dirty white bitches who don't bathe. As you can see in my picture, they eat raw fucking meat. All this shit, you're a dirty ass Negro. And you need to get the fuck out of Black America because we don't want you around with your white bitch fucking up our shit.
We're not going anywhere, bro.
Wait, what?
We're not doing that. I moved him.
Bro, that dude is an
We're
idiot.
not going anywhere.
I moved him. It's okay. You guys can move forward.
Wait, you didn't have to move him.
No, he was derailing. He was just talking shit.
We don't do that. Look, none of y'all have to tell us what we have to do in the gauntlet. This is how we fucking run shit. If you don't like that, please excuse yourself. The fuck? Go start your own club, start your own room, and get your own people.
It's open to popcorn style to the floor because I know that there's been a lot of people waiting. Marlena, SCDC made. I'm guessing that's Southeast DC. We got Connie, we got Nick, we got Georgia, we got Asatu, we got Antoinette. We got a lot of people up here. Schoolboy, what up, my brother Schoolboy? We got a lot of people. Connie, actually, as a matter of fact, you're supposed to be next in the queue. It's on you, Connie, if you're ready to speak. If you're not ready to speak, you can go ahead and pass it off to someone else who is ready to speak.
Oh, there's another Connie in here?
We got two Connie.
She's Nigerian.
Oh, which one are you talking about?
It's actually pronounced Katie.
Oh, well,
okay. Shout out to my Nigerians in the room.
We got Connie.
Yo, we can't forget the Ghanaians too.
That's like
shout out to the Ghanaians and Nigerians in the room.
All right, okay.
Shout out Ghana has the best jollof rice. We all know.
Oh, please don't start that.
Yeah, we're not going there.
You guys are interested. It's on. Hold on a second. It's on Cody. The Cody we know, our Cody. It's on our Cody.
Oh, our Cody.
And then shouts out to all the Nigerians.
Listen. Anybody open their mouth, say shit about jollof rice, especially Nigerian jollof?
Yeah. I second that, King.
Real quick, I love jollof rice, and I was about to ask, who is it like culturally specific to? Because the
Nigeria. It's Nigeria.
No, it's definitely not Nigeria.
It's Nigeria. It's Nigeria.
No, it's not. Jollof rice.
Yes, it is.
Connie, I'm
Y'all know Ghana is carrying that championship.
No, jollof rice originated.
Nigeria's got the best jollof rice.
Jollof rice is best. Not what's happening on Nigerian.
Nigeria's got the best jollof rice.
We already know that y'all got the jollof rice war. Hold on a second. I know y'all got the jollof rice war. I know that shit gets deep, but as a nigga from LA, I'm gonna let y'all have that battle after this. So Kai, it's on you. I'm gonna have to go. Y'all about to make me go get some damn jollof rice from both places so I can find out who the fuck got it the best. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about it.
I'll send you them.
I'll have me.
Yo, question, because I'm actually curious about this one. Mariah, are you there? I was listening. Is Mariah, are you there?
Mm-hmm.
So what was your points? I see you were saying something in the chat box about statistics.
And then you can go, Cody, after that. All right.
Well, I was just saying that the points that were made weren't actually valid because, I mean, the premise, it makes sense, but if you think about statistics, even though somebody is a larger or like majority population over someone else, that doesn't mean if you're looking at a specific segment that they will make up the majority of people. For example, like the majority of people that date out, even if you're looking at how Black American women are the majority, that doesn't mean that they're a majority of a certain statistic. So we'd have to use other data to actually back that up.
Well, okay, so were you disagreeing with what I was saying, or you're saying that who were you speaking to directly?
The person that was saying that it has to be Black American women that are the majority because the data that he was using to back it up wasn't actually valid to the point he was making.
Are you talking about the guy? Are you talking about the other guy or me?
I don't remember. Probably the other guy.
She's talking about you. She said you're dating.
Yeah. I think she was talking about me. So that's what I was trying to understand. Okay, so because the claim that he was making, the claim that the guy was making, is that the majority of people dating out or dating interracially are foreign Black women. And I was just saying that there's not even enough foreign Black women to even like make that claim. There's not enough people in that pool. Because like if you look at Black people as a whole, if you were to take the whole population, it's like, okay, about 10% date out. I'm not even sure what the number is. Anywhere between, let's just say this is going to be the humble number. Let's say 5%. 5% of 40, of 20 million is still about 1 million. And then you would have to compare 1 million to like how many like black people aren't even foreign, like totally. And then you're talking about like 1 to 2 million. So like that would have to, like, for even that to even hold water, it would literally have to be like all the black immigrants are like all the black women would have to like do that for that to even be a thing, for the numbers to even hold up. Because you get what I'm saying when I say that?
Were y'all talking about a proportion or just like people in general?
We're talking about a proportion. So I'm saying of the people that date out. Okay, so there's the total is 40-something million, and then about 15% of black people date out. So then there's only what? About 8 million. There's about 10 million. About like 8 million black people that date out. And then this is me being sloppy, just saying just halving that, because I know it's like there's more black people that date out than not.
Tom, are you saying date out or marry out?
So yeah, marry out.
But when you say it's 15% of people, it's only 15% of the 30% of black people who get married.
Gotcha.
But that's not even true. Like, can we use actual statistics, or are we gonna keep just making up numbers?
What are the numbers? So my question. Okay. So what are the numbers? What are the numbers, Mariah?
That's what I thought you were trying to make that point.
No. So what I'm trying to say that there's not even enough people, because I don't need to, like, observable reality doesn't need you to have precise numbers, because like the whole thing is like, I started by saying if that was the case, then you would all these biracial people you would see, they'll be like, my parent is an immigrant, is a black immigrant, and then my other one is not. You know this by how people talk who are biracial. They usually identify as their cultures. They'll list their I'm black and Korean, I'm black and whatever. And then of the ones that are of immigrant descent, they're gonna claim their foreign nation. But what you really see is people who are proper like black American and proper white American. So they'll say I'm black and white. Or they'll say I'm black or I'm white and I'm something else that's foreign. So what I was saying is that, like, that's observed reality. And on top of that, when you look at there's for every one immigrant, there's what? 5 or 6, 7, 8, how much? Like there's like, what's the number? So it's 1 to 4. Sorry, no, it's 1 to 40. For every one immigrant, there's 40 natives. So if there's only that amount, there's not even enough immigrants total to even date out to make like the statistics like a thing. You don't need to. All you need to know is 40 to 1. You need a 40 to 1 ratio to even make that claim. And then that's something that just you can look at and be like, that's not even true.
Right. It doesn't matter if he said 3%, 5, 7, like, that is not going to change the position. So I don't know why you're trying to get a precise number, Mariah or Maria or however you say your name.
This could go on forever, so I'm
and I know that's what you want. You want the money.
No, I don't. That's why I was going to cut it off. I was just
women make up a minority of immigrants. So in the Nigerian immigrant community, women are about 30 to 30-something%. Men are majority. So if you see a biracial Nigerian in America, most cases it's the father that's the Nigerian, not the mother.
Nigerian men love women.
Women are in the
minority of
Nigerian men love.
And so what? Just and so what? To my point, Tia, what's wrong with you?
I'm just saying that because he's saying it's the immigrant women. Immigrant women rarely date.
Yeah, they don't because they have no. No, let me not wake that up. I agree with you.
I did want to respond to Nick's point before we went on.
Drop the bomb. Drop the bomb. Hold on a second, everybody. Drop the bomb, bro.
Go, Solomon.
Drop that shit, nigga.
Don't wake it up on your people.
That nigga mute now.
It is all good.
Go ahead, Kylie.
Go on mute.
This nigga go ahead, Kylie.
No, okay. I'm sorry to take it back to the conversation that I believe it was Nick, and I just wanted to sort of agree with the points that he made. I think like back then, like back in like the older days or whatever. Okay, well, the first point I wanted to make, I think the other guy, Teddy, said that women don't have value for men. I don't agree with that, because even if like he's not doing any of that stuff or whatever, like if he's not financially at a certain level, the mere fact of him being able to protect you in danger, that within itself is valuable, right? But I do get the end point that you're trying to make when it comes to like a lot of men don't know how to just do manly things that they used to do. And I think that's part of the reason why women back then were more okay with working with a man or having a blue collar man, because there was so much value to just being a man and having a man in the household. So a man being in the household, chances are he knew how to change the tires.
Yeah, Cardi already said this.
Yeah, do all of that or whatever. But times have changed. But I mean, I still feel like regardless of them having a lot of disrespectful women, just as a man, you should still just hold yourself to a certain standard.
Yeah, of course, the simp standard. I understand.
It's not hold on.
Y'all women love this shit. Hold yourself to a standard.
Okay, I'm just taking with trash out when you're at a woman's place. Classify as a simp. Hold on, King Solomon. What if I told you? I don't know who that was.
No, not you. You good, Cardi. I'm saying
whoever is mad. Y'all niggas.
That was the other Cardi, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna let our Cardi go and do her thing, and we're gonna let you have that discourse. And then, we got to Phil. So after Cardi is gonna be, Cardi and Solomon. Phil got this one. Oh yeah. So we got Cardi, Solomon, Phil, and Jamal. And while they're having this exchange, please follow the greenhouse, follow the moderators, share the room. And then when we come back, we're going to go ahead and give y'all a shout out. We're going to give y'all a shout out for all the people who shared the room. We're going to share the love back to y'all and give y'all a special shout out. And, we're going to just keep that shit moving. So go ahead, Cardi, Solomon, Phil, Jamal. Y'all do y'all
Okay, so King Solomon, what if I told you in order for you to get my submission, you have to prove yourself to me? That would be delusional. I carry myself the way I want people to perceive me, how I want my husband to perceive me, find me, etc. So it's like, if I'm carrying myself like low value, disrespectful, right. I don't care about my image. When I come across you, you're going to have a certain perception of me, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Carrying yourself as a wife comes before even being a wife, right? So that's just the point I'm making. I do hear what you're saying. Like, there are tons of disrespect, but I feel like if you're around a woman who's disrespectful, you should remove her out of your life.
I agree. Okay, so Cardi, you and I both have the same position. We're just expressing it from the different side of the genders, because I feel the same way. Men should prepare themselves to be husbands and move in that way. But just as a husband, if you're my wife, you're not expecting me to treat you the same way I would treat a whore that's out there, right? You don't expect me to do the same thing. You don't expect me to do the same provisioning, the same protecting, the same providing for, the same that I do for you. You're not out there expecting me to do that for any other woman that's out there, right?
Of course.
Okay, so we do have the same position. We're just talking about it from different points of view. And too oftentimes, women do, in the general, they do expect men to give husband-like services without being a wife or having any wife qualities. Zero wife qualities. They still expect a man to do husband-like services. That is a problem.
Taking out trash is husband-like service. Right?
Yes, sir. It is. Because who's going to do it for you if you're not there?
My brother, she would do it.
Exactly.
If a woman that I'm dating if a woman that I'm talking to call me and say, "Hey, come over tonight, I'm cooking dinner," and I'm like, "All right, bet." Now we ain't in a relationship with nothing, bro. We ain't in a relationship. I go over there, she cook dinner, all this other shit, whatever. I'm the kind of man. You cook dinner, I get up and wash the dishes, and then take the trash out, because I understand that you cooking this dinner took prepping time, hours. You went and bought this food. This shit that took time. How does it make me look like a simp? Even if I don't even talk to that woman again from that day on, how I left with the impression of that there are some good niggas out here. All I did was wash the dishes and took the trash out. That shouldn't change your swag one way or the other.
So
because
listen,
she called you over. It's like the reciprocity don't exist no more. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is I get what y'all saying. Yeah, you ain't gonna treat no woman that you just fucking on the side like you would treat a woman that you dated. But let's just say that you date that before you find the right one, you date several people.
Yeah, Nick, because Phil, I'm gonna let you go. I just want to this quick response to Nick. Nick, I understand the position that you're talking about. My issue with how you're coming from this is that it's almost like you're ignoring reality. The reality is the women are no longer requiring any of this. They're not requiring it, and that's because they're out. The courtship that used to exist, so that men and women did end up in these sorts of situations where there was whatever that word is. You know what I'm trying to say. It was reciprocal. There was reciprocal. No longer exists. It does not exist, and so the women are not out here requiring men to do any of those. A certain group of men. They're not requiring those men that they're actually engaging with to do any of these things. They're not requiring.
So let me ask you a real question, Solomon. Is chivalry dead because of women or because of men?
Yeah, chivalry is dead because women killed it.
Oh,
terrible.
I'm gonna tell you why though. I'm gonna tell you why I agree with Solomon. Chivalry is dead, and women killed it.
Chivalry is something that is man-led.
Let me tell you, Nick. Let me tell you why. Let me just tell you why I believe so. Why I agree with Solomon, because I've been, kind of quiet, just doing a little, little room read. Yeah, and then we're gonna let Phil go, and then we're gonna read the shout outs for all the people who share, because we love y'all. The reason why I say chivalry is dead is because what people think of as far as
women killed it.
Yeah, women murdering it, because that chivalry, that general blanket protection, and all that type of stuff that was once given in the society by men. I think that the reason why that is dead is because the view of women in general. I don't think that they, and especially in our culture, respect men in mass enough to make men in mass feel like they have to be in that mode. You know what I'm saying? A man who knows that he's appreciated and respected will automatically stand up and do certain things. But you know that if you're not respected, if you're not appreciated, if you're not valued, you know what I'm saying? You kind of move a certain type of way. So I think women have killed that with the liberation movement, with all this other type of stuff. They've actually separated themselves from men so much that they're like almost on an island. They killed this whole chivalry that they used to get without having the respect for these men. How do you want men to stand up for you, to die for you, to do all this type of stuff? And a lot of women in our community have that level of disdain for men that peeks through even when we have conversations on this app, my brother.
The other day I was walking in the gas station and a black woman, a grandmother and her granddaughter was walking behind me. I just opened the door. The grandmother said, "Oh, thank you." And she told her granddaughter, "If you're dating a man that don't open the door for you, leave his ass." You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing wrong with that.
This is a conversation we had with me in front of her grandchild within 30 seconds.
Yeah, Nick, there's nothing wrong with
that. Okay, cool. But y'all just saying, what y'all saying is that whether I open the door or not for you doesn't depend on the fact. Doesn't determine the fact that you're a woman. It's whether or not you respect me.
No, Nick. I'm not. Maybe I heard it wrong. You said you opened up the door. You said you seen who, and you did what?
What I'm saying, it was women walking behind me. And open the door for them. Don't take nothing off me.
Right. So let me ask you a question. Hold on a second. I just want to say something real quick to Nick. When you seen these women, did they appear to be? And I know it's kind of hard because I'm asking you to like judge people off, like, you know what I'm saying, off of just like judging a book by its cover. But did they seem like they would be receptive to your gracious gestures as a stand up man?
It was a grandmother, of course.
Exactly, it was a grandmother, right? So these are women that you think would be a little bit more, or at least I would think, like me helping a grandmother or older woman that might be a little bit more respected, and a little bit more receptive to you as a man doing those things. I think she would respect that a little bit more. Whereas a lot of women in our culture, a lot of women that are younger, whatever the case might be, they not moving with that general level of respect. You know what I'm saying? They're not moving with that reciprocity that we see doing that, and we respect it.
Nick, what would you have done if she said, "Yeah, better, bitch ass nigga"?
I mean, I don't know. But
no, let him ask.
I'm not gonna feel like I'm not gonna open the door for another woman.
Nick, if she called you, Nick, come on, Nick. If she said, "Yeah, you better, bitch ass nigga."
But come on, guys, what's the likelihood of that ever happening?
Everybody calm down. Everybody, please calm down. Everybody, please. I've been leading this room since 12 midnight. I'm gonna continue doing it, right? So look. Nick, I want you to, Nick, what would you have said if the response to your great gestures was met with vitriol and disrespect or any of that? What would be your response? I just want to know. I just want to understand it. What would you generally do?
What would I generally do, bro?
Like, what would be your perception? Like if it happened, like
if it happened, and you gotta understand, it was a little girl with her too. So if it had to happen, and you gotta also understand, I was raised old school. So if this older woman would have said something to me like that, I wouldn't have disrespected her just because I don't disrespect my elders. That's just me.
Oh, you're not gonna say nothing back, Nick?
I'm not to an elderly lady, bro.
Bro, that's bull, bro. I literally grew up with a hierarchical structure within the Yoruba community. We have elders, all of that shit. There is no
but
fucking
y'all
way
have a respect for the elders, bro. You're not gonna cuss out no elder in that community, bro.
Nick. No, an older woman could not say something like that to me and she not get consequences for that. As a Yoruba
so weird.
Man.
You're not Yoruba men. I'm Yoruba too, and it's really weird that you say that. It's definitely puts it our
Our
real African men don't behave like that.
It's about to get toxic, y'all. So look, we're gonna let Solomon finish up. I believe Jamal had some input, and actually right after Solomon, before Jamal, I'm gonna go ahead and read those shares. We're gonna give y'all a shout out. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna read the shares. We're gonna give y'all a shout out. No, you really weird. Like, hold on, hey, with all the outbursts, please, young lady, please. Let Solomon finish. Let Solomon and Nick finish, and Jamal's gonna have his input. I'm gonna read the shout outs, and then we will get to the floor. We will get to you, young lady. We will definitely get to you. Please bear with us. This room has been going on for many hours, and we appreciate everyone here. Go ahead, Solomon, Nick, and then Jamal.
Solomon, you know what's worse than her calling me a bitch ass nigga? I will tell you something I have dealt with. When me opening the door and you not saying a motherfucking word.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what I was now, you ain't even got to call me a bitch ass nigga. That's more disrespectful than that.
I agree.
Because, when I walked into that situation before, I have said, "You're welcome, ma'am."
Right, or something. Right.
And she'll turn around and be like, "Oh, thank you." But you know why? Because I feel like that niggas don't do it no more. So when it happens, I literally could take a woman on a date in today's time, and women, and they'll open their own door. And I ask myself, why is that? And then when I tell them, don't open my damn door, don't touch my door, I'll walk around there and open the door for you. We are on a date like a gentleman. And when then it's like, oh, I ain't know men still did that. I ain't know. I'm like, what the fuck? So whose fault is that? Is it her fault that she got to open her own door? Is it the nigga's fault that they get out the car and stand in front of the car waiting for you to get
Nick,
out?
That is the cost of being guys. I swear to, bro, I'm gonna start moving y'all out the room. Nick, that is the cost of being strong and independent. That is the cost of going for equality. We are seeing the outcomes of these principles that we've decided to adopt.
Jeez.
That is simply what we're seeing. We're seeing the fallout of those things, the consequences of those things. Just as Lot's wife decided God was not correct and looked back and turned into a pillar of salt. That is what I'm talking about here. The consequences of actions. That is what we're starting to see. And we have to live in that reality.
The consequences of your independence, of you getting your bag and you doing all this other shit and getting your degree and getting your money is, I ain't opening the door for you, motherfucker. Open it yourself.
Do women open the door for you, Nick?
I'm a man, bro.
Exactly. So this is the consequences of trying to be a man, sir.
But I think the problem is this, though. I think the problem is this.
Nick. Who's that speaking? Is that Phil?
This is Phil. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're at the bottom, brother. You see, Nick, man. You know we have a very, very specific style how we get down up here, man. You know what's up, man. Come on.
Oh my God.
Phil, it's on you, Phil and Jamal. And then I'm gonna read the shout outs, and then we're gonna get down to what's her name? Katie, that Marlena, Katie. I see Katie. She over there with trying to have her little PTR, little cute PTR with the little